Namaskar friends, myself Deepak Kumar Rath. I welcome you to the digital media of Uday India. Friends, today on my regular episode that is Bhartiyata ka Shankhanad. Today I am going to speak about the relations between China and India, and I will also explain how India's growth is going up and how Chinese economy is going down, and what are the real reasons that India is becoming more powerful and China is just looking at India both at the sector of economy or environment or trade or investment or in finance sectors. The whole world knows how China is facing a rough edge. Despite all its efforts, China is now in a struggling period. Friends, this episode, as I had told you, that is totally dedicated for our nation, for the cause of Bharat. And that is why we always say that whatever analysis and news we serve you for our esteemed viewers, that is only in the interest of Bharat, Hinduism and Sanatan Dharma. Friends, everybody now knows that China's economy has been slowing down for several years now, and this has been caused by a number of factors including aging population of China, decline of production capability of China, decline of industrial production, decline of exports, imports, and especially the government's zero COVID policy. As a result, what happened? That China no longer the most attractive investment destination now for global business, and it is wide open now. But if you look at Bharat, then it is starkly clear that India's economy is growing rapidly. It is expected to be the fastest growing major economy in the world in 2023. This is what the facts and figures says, not us. And I must tell you friends that this is mostly due to a number of factors. These factors includes that the young population of Bharat, and there is a growing middle class and a number of government reforms. Everybody knows that under the leadership of Narendra Modi's prime ministership, Modi has taken lots of reforms. He has changes lots of policy issues for rural development, for research in defense production, for agriculture development, every sector. That is why from 2014 till now results are written in fact. That is why in G20 you all have seen how India earned a huge respect and the world leaders salute at Narendra Modi. Friends, because of the good policies of Narendra Modi, now there is a result of upward trends and Bharat is becoming more attractive for the investors from all over the world, and this is a good sign, this is a good news for the all Bharatiyas, and it will lead to more economic growth, job creation and prosperity of India. Also, it will strengthen India's position in the world. Already India is in a growth track. Now, there are a number of benefits for India from China's downtrend and India's own economic growth. What are they? I will tell you one by one. First of all, Bharat is becoming more attractive investment destination for global businesses. And this is leading to increased foreign investment in the country. As you know, foreign investment can help to boost the economic growth, create jobs and transfer technology. Second thing is, China's economy slows down, India's market is gaining and the share is increasing day by day. That is why there is a growth of exports and there is a reduction of import. So this factor is really good for Indian businesses and the Indian economy as a whole. Third factor, I must tell you that Indian economic growth is leading to job creation and how it is. Friends, this will help to reduce unemployment and poverty as it is directly linked with the economic development of India. India's economic growth is also leading to increased prosperity for its citizens, and this is now evident in the rising living standards and consumption levels in the market. If you will compare the present market of India and if you will compare it before 2014, there is a huge difference. If you will see the graph, then you can really feel it, where India is growing. Next point is, India can make the most of China's downtrend by taking the few steps that I am pinning you down now. What is that? That India needs to improve its infrastructure to attract more foreign investment and to boost economic growth. This includes investing in roads, railways, ports and airports. Second most important factor that is very important for a leading economic nation, growth nation, that is the labor laws. You know very well that India's labor laws are very complex and rigid. This makes it difficult for businesses to operate in the country. So the government needs to reform its labor laws to make them more flexible and business friendly. And here I want to mention you that if you will compare to present system, present labor laws, then you can feel that there are many reformations in labor laws also. Next point, which is also very important, is India's bureaucracy, that is another obstacle for doing business in the country. It's a very well known fact, and once upon a time it was said that bureaucrats' job was to create obstacles, to create bottlenecks, but now things are completely opposite. The government also needs to reduce its bureaucracy to make it easier for business to operate. But I must mention that it will take time, because economy is something, reformation is something in the field of economy that cannot change in a day or night. It will take time, but the process has been started. Next important point is, India needs to invest in education and skills to create a workforce that is ready for the jobs of the future, because in after 2000, between 2025 and 2030, there will be huge opportunities for jobs. So Indian government and the private sector also needs to develop its infrastructure. They have to create more skilled workers so that they can avail the jobs that will be available, and this will help to boost productivity and economic growth. Also, India needs to promote innovation to develop new products and services and to become more competitive in the global economy. So what will be the impact of these steps to India? The reply will be, India can become a global manufacturing hub. And why? When China is slowing down, China's manufacturing sector is slowing down, India's manufacturing sector will slowly increase. That will be up. That is a very good sign. And you know that China has been world's manufacturing hub for many years. However, China's economy slows down and its labor costs rise. And some global businesses are looking to relocate their manufacturing operations to other countries, and recently you have heard that many manufacturers have shifted their business or manufacturing units from China to Dubai or India. Already Samsung and Apple have started manufacturing in India. So India is a prime candidate to become a new global manufacturing hub. India has a large and young workforce and its labor costs are still relatively very low in compared to China. So India also has a strong infrastructure and growing economy. So to become a global manufacturing hub, India needs to invest in its manufacturing sector and make it easier for business to operate in the country. The government needs to simplify the regulatory environment, improve the infrastructure and provide tax breaks and other incentives to the manufacturers, because without private sector in manufacturing sector, the nation cannot do well, only because the government manufacturing sector alone cannot compete while we are going to compete with global leaders. So the government needs to give special care to the private manufacturing sectors. That is very important. Now, I will talk about how India can become a leader in emerging technologies. You all know that India is already a leader in some emerging technologies such as artificial intelligence, machine learning and all other things. However, India can still do much more to become a global leader in emerging technologies. The government needs to invest in research and development. If you will see in last 1 year in defense production, Prime Minister himself and Defense Minister Rajnath Singh has given a list that India will produce or manufacture its own equipments, parts for defense production. So there has been a substantial reduction in defense sector, there is substantial reduction in import of defense products. This is a good sign, and to make it further much better, India needs to create a supportive environment for the startups and young entrepreneurs. India can also become a major player in global trade, because you all know that India's share of global trade is still relatively small. However, India can increase its share of global trade by taking advantage of China's downward trend. India can export more goods and services to the countries that are currently importing from China. India can also attract more foreign investment that will help to boost its exports. Now, to become a major player in global trade, India also needs to improve its trade manufacturing infrastructure and reduce trade barriers. India needs to negotiate favorable trade agreements with other countries. What is more, as India's economy grows and its influence increases, India can play a leading role in international organizations such as G20, the World Trade Organization and the United Nations. And India can use these international platforms to promote its own interest and to shape a global agenda. Now I will tell you how it can be done. Friends, India can use the G20 to push for reforms the global financial system. You know, when there was a G20 summit under the presidency of India, they had discussed it in this detail about global financial system. Our finance minister Nirmala Sitharaman has explained it very well, and they have bargained with other global leaders. India can use also the World Trade Organization to promote free trade and to protect its interest in global trade negotiations. Earlier, India was not able to do, but now it can. India can use the United Nations to promote its interests in areas such as climate change and sustainable development. So, in overall, India's economy is well positioned to benefit from China's downward trend, and by taking advantage of this opportunity, India can become a global leader in manufacturing, technology, trade and international affairs. So, rightly, as I told you in the beginning, that in Bharatiyata ka Sankhanath, we always put the growth of India always in a positive side. As India is the mother of democracy, and India believes in Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. Now, to become the Vishwa Guru, I must tell our esteemed viewers that India is riding on the right track to become Vishwa Guru. That's all for today. Stay tuned with Uday India, and again I request you to subscribe Uday India. Bharat Mata ki Jai.